everyone. Colored pens up. Let's see how we did. How long is this going to take? Remember, your job is not to just repeat what someone before you said. Your job is to share with us your results, regardless of how confident you feel. Sharing out, I've got student 24, 21, 3, 8, 23, 13, and 6. Student 24.
I got 31 years.
Okay, student 21. Not available. Student 3.
34.4 years.
Student 8. Student 23. Not available. Student 13.
I got 3 months and 21 days.
And student 6. So, I was looking for 31 years, 8 months, and 16 days. If your days are a little bit different than mine, I would take that. Kind of depends on when you rounded and how you rounded. So once again, this was a review of the same 3 principles that I was outlining yesterday. For my students who were absent, of course, you should have watched the screencast, so this wasn't a complete shock to you. But if you didn't, I imagine you would have been lost to some degree. So let's talk about the two of the aspects, and then we'll talk about the third one. I'm sorry, let me talk about one of them. The idea of the magnitude of large numbers. So yesterday, I tried to help illustrate for you how massive the number a million is. That was one of the ideas that I was trying to relay yesterday. And hopefully you understood after doing yesterday's warm-up that, wow, a million is really a lot. How do you feel about a billion now? Well, what was the answer to a million? What was the answer yesterday? It was a little over 11 and a half days, right? Now we're talking about not days, not weeks, not months. We're talking about years. And not just a couple of years. We're talking about a significant number of years. Think about how old you are right at this moment. That's probably double your age about now, right? So that means that to reach a billion seconds, it's going to take you over 31 and a half years. So is a billion a large number? It's a massive, massive, almost inconceivable number. And that's part of the point. Any comments or questions about that? The other 2 aspects were the idea of unit analysis, which is still written up on the board over there, and what do decimals mean? So, unit analysis. This time we had to convert from a billion seconds. So we do unit analysis. So we draw a nice big fraction bar. And then we want to go from a billion seconds and I asked you to express your answer in years, months, and days. So at the end, we want years. So all I'm asking you to do is convert from seconds to years. What's a conversion factor that has seconds in it? 60 seconds in 1 minute. Now those will cancel. But now we need to go from minutes. What's the next unit of measurement? 60 minutes in an hour. 60 minutes in 1 hour. So now we've got seconds canceling seconds, minutes canceling minutes. Now we're at hours, but we don't want hours. What's the next conversion factor?
Days. 24 hours.
24 hours in a day. Bless you. Now we can cancel hour. What's the next?
30 days in a month.
You could do months and then years, but we actually know the number of days in a year, so we can just skip to 365 days in 1 year. And now days will cancel out days, and now it's just one big calculator problem, and that was it. What did it come out to? It comes out to 31 point something. 31 point what?
536.
No, it should be
I got 31.70.
Yeah.
31.709 something?
Yeah.
Okay, something like that. So maybe we'll round it to 31.71, maybe we'll just say 31.7. Doesn't matter. So now we know it's 31 years, but now we have to interpret decimals. And so that was the last piece of the puzzle yesterday, is what does that mean? Well, if it had come out to 31.5, what would it have meant? 6 months, exactly. 31 years, 6 months. That's it. So you just have to figure out what does 0.7 mean. And that's what another aspect we learned yesterday. Are there any comments or questions about today's warm-up? Yes.
Instead of like which I did like 1 minute and then 60 minutes equals an hour and then 24 hours equals a day and I said 30 days equals 1 month and then 12 months.
Yeah.
And then I got 31.1.
Okay. So yours was a little bit different. Okay. So I'll take it. I mean, it should have come out the same, but I'll have to do it myself. Any other comments or questions? All right. So the next algebra skill review is solving proportions, and what we do in class together is going to be super quick, just to make a couple of points, and then you guys are going to be practicing on your own. So here's the one example we're going to review today, and this was a question that you answered at some point this year. And I realized when I brought this back up that I keep forgetting to change the name of the theorem that we studied when we did this. It has a very, very good name, but I keep forgetting to change what it says on your summary sheet. So this was an illustration of the side splitter theorem. The side splitter theorem says that if you have a triangle and you draw a segment inside the triangle that's parallel to one of the sides, that it splits the sides proportionally. So the proportion of that to that will equal that to that. But it's very flexible. Proportions are very flexible. So you could actually do this to this will equal that to that. Or you could flip it around, or you could rotate it. So if we name this missing distance n, we can set this up a whole bunch of different ways. We could say n to 9 must equal 4 to 6. Or we could do n to 4 equals 9 to 6. We could do it kind of either way. And now we just need to solve the proportion. So what's one method we could use to solve proportions? Cross product. So you do diagonal, diagonal, and then solve the equation. But if you're super savvy, you can actually figure out little simple ways to get around it. For example, what does 9/6 reduce to? 3 halves. This is 3, that's 2. What do we multiply by 2 to get 4? Times 2. which means we would do the same thing up here. Oop. So 3 times 2 is 6. I don't know why it didn't let me draw that.
Oh look, it says 200 touch limit expired.
Alright. Okay. Thank you. So, any comments or questions? So you have your choice. All right. So, you are doing 5 pyramids today. Team leaders, you may now hand out the worksheets. Okay, I gotta do it myself. There you go. You've got 20 minutes for 5 pyramids. Honestly, you should be done with the first one already. Remember, after you finish all 5 pyramids, you go into Canvas, you enter your answers. Make sure you enter them in the correct quiz.
We're supposed to do 3 more.
All right, computers to 45 degrees. Pick up your colored pens. So you already know the tops of pyramids for set 1 and 2. Here are the bottoms. So now you can go back and figure out where you might have gone wrong with your colored pen. All right, sets 3 and 4. You already know what the tops were supposed to be. Here are the bottoms. Check your work. And here is the 5th set. Again, you already know the top. Are there any questions? All right. So, that's incorrect. I'm sorry. It's supposed to say Tuesday. And so the Shape Master project is due next Tuesday, a week from today. You have an element that's due tomorrow morning, and I'm going to be going over that for the last 10 minutes of class. And you have a solving equations quiz on Thursday.